What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We are back with another Diddy video, and today we are doing a recap of trial day 23. And we had two witnesses on the stand today. The first one is Special Agent Andre Lamont, and he's with the Homeland Security, and he was one of the agents that performed the raid on Diddy's Miami home. And he talked about some of the things that they found when they conducted their search. They found a white powder that was later tested to be ketamine, and they found a brown substance that later tested positive for MDMA. And they found, of course, we all know about the 900 bottles of Astroglide and the 200 bottles of baby oil. They found a bunch of high heels and lingerie. I'm not sure why that's necessary, but they found that. They said they found 6 guns, and one of them had the serial number sanded off of it, but all of the guns were found in a security room with a firearm um, safe. There were no guns throughout the house. They were only in that one room. And that's pretty much the gist of what he testified about. And then the second person that was on the stand was one of Diddy's former assistants. His name is Jonathan Perez. He had a different experience working for Diddy than some of the other personal assistants that we've heard so far. He said that he still respects Diddy and he thinks he's great, and he didn't talk about any abuse or anything that he experienced. He said that his hours were 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. He started off at 85K a year. It went up to 100,000 a year, and he said that he his job duties were mainly business related, but there was 1% of him doing personal tasks for Diddy. And that 1% included king nights, which we know as hotel nights or freak offs. He would prepare for those. So, and we've heard the other personal assistants say the same. Like he said, he would get the Gucci bag that has the drugs in it. Basically, he would get that ready. He would take liquor and the lube and the baby oil and candles, red lights, all of that. He'd have all that in the room prepared, like in the hotel room. And then afterwards, he would clean up, like the other assistants testified to. And he said that sometimes when he would come back, like when the king night was over, then he would notice that Diddy and his guest, that's what he called the woman that would be with Diddy. And while he was working, it was Jane. But he said that they would both be really tired. So it was part of his job to arrange for a massage or an IV drip or arrange for a meal for them. He said that when he cleaned up, that the room would just be in a disarray. It was really messy. There were a lot of sheets and a lot of baby oil. There was even a text message of him, KK, reaching out to him, asking him how the cleanup was going, and he said it was going okay. He slipped twice on the baby oil. Another thing that he talked about in connection to the King Nights is that he would sometimes be tasked with buying the lingerie or the high heels, and he would reach out to Jane for her approval of these items. And they asked her, like, how did it appear that she felt about King Night? He said she seemed happy to do it. She seemed fine. She didn't seem like she was upset or like she was being forced to do it. Another interesting thing that he talked about during his testimony was he said one day he was at the house, and Diddy's videographer yelled from the other room, and he went in there to see what was going on, and he said, I just saw something on the iPad I don't think I'm supposed to see. And he showed him, the videographer showed him a video of Jane and another man, so presumably at a hotel night. And he said he wasn't sure what to do, so he called Diddy about an hour later and told him and asked him, like, do you want me to delete it, or do you want me to like lock it up in the safe, or like what do you want me to do? And ultimately Diddy told him to delete it. He also called KK because KK is Jonathan's direct boss. So he called her and told her, and she said that in the future that he needs to come through her first and then she would handle Diddy. And then he said about 6 months later, KK called him and asked him about the video, like how he found it. And she wanted to go step by step, like how he found it, because somebody had reached out to her about knowledge of the footage of that video on the iPad. There was an audio. She recorded the call between her and Jonathan, so they played an audio of that. And he's expected to be back on the stand on Monday. Want more videos like this, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please hit the like.